Hello out there in Friendship Village land, podcast land we call it. We're here to bring you another podcast of a most interesting guest that I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing more from. And by the way, my name is Phil Porter, and my able cohort here is Mary Craven, and we are pleased to be doing this once again. And you'll meet our guests in just a moment, but before we do that, we want to mention who our sponsor is for this podcast. And I'll give you a little clue. It has a little bit something to do with the nature of work that our guest does here at Friendship Village. But anyway, our sponsor is the Cooks. Is that the way to say it, Mary?
The cooks or the chefs of the different buildings. Of the different buildings.
Forgot that. Okay.
We have the lodge. We have Village Terrace, Village Place, Wellspring. All the places that provide food for all the residents. They're all our cooks. And they're all good. They're all good.
That's right. Wellspring has its own little kitchen area,
it does.
And they produce food. Okay. All right. So. So the cooks at Friendship Village, they do a most admirable job. I hear comments every now and then about, the food here is really great. Mm-hmm. And I would agree, the food here is great.
I just saw a lady today from outside we were talking about Friendship Village, and she said, I hear the food is really good over there. So even from people that don't live here, hear that our food is very good.
Oh my, okay.
So that's a compliment.
Okay. You didn't get her name, did you?
I didn't want her name.
Oh, you didn't want her name. Okay.
Didn't really want her name.
Okay. Well, she might come out and live with us.
Yeah.
Soon enough. Okay. And then maybe let me share a joke with you. Okay. How many would like a joke? Let's see a show of hands. Well. Okay. So here's the joke. My girlfriend was so bad a cook that the flies in her house got together to take up an offering so they could fix the back door screen door. They said to themselves, I want nothing to do with her food, so let's fix the screen door and I'll just stay away. Did anyone get the joke? Well, I hope you did.
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay. And our guest today is David. Heide. All right. So this is where we usually ask Mary to get us started here on this interview.
All right. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
He is one of our cooks in the Village Place kitchen, and he works in the little cafe next door too. So he's kind of very versatile. So I thought it'd be interesting to have a nice chat with him today.
Okay.
So David, we'll get to know you a little bit better. So where were you born and raised?
I was born in Waterloo, and I was raised in Hudson.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
Your family lived in Hudson then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you go to school there?
Yep.
Graduate?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The whole life in Hudson?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, he can't be a cook if he didn't graduate from high school.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
That's not true anymore.
No,
isn't it?
No, I think you can be a cook anyway.
Okay.
Right. Did you cook at home when you were young?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, a little bit, because my mom worked like 2 jobs, so I kind of had to fend for myself.
Yeah. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I have one sister. She's older, but she cannot cook.
Okay. So do you cook some of your family get-together meals?
Yes. Yep. My wife and I usually do most of them. So,
okay, that's nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are your parents both still living?
My dad passed away, and my mom is still living. She moved to Branson, Missouri.
Oh, good for her.
Really?
She retired, and now she's working at Silver Dollar City.
Wow.
Like, more hours than mine, actually. I just,
What is her job down there?
she just takes tickets at the
of the
amusement
shows?
park. Yeah, yep.
Well, what a fun job. That sounds like fun.
That's
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah.
I was like,
Probably don't see her too often. Then, do
no.
She could ride the roller coaster every day.
you?
Yeah. But yeah, we went down there in February, get her moved down there. And
Okay.
now she been down there for almost a year now.
Mhm.
So.
Okay.
But she loves it down there. So.
Well, great. Well, and the weather's pretty good down
Oh,
there,
yeah.
too.
Yep.
Did she have some relatives to hook up with?
No.
Or just on her own?
Yeah, she just
Wow.
moved down there. I was kind of nervous at first, but
Mhm.
she did good.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Now, do you have children?
I do. I have three kids. My youngest is 22. My middle is he'd be 3 this year, and I feel like my oldest is 32 probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah,
And they're all gone from home?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2 grandkids. They're 14 and 15. They lived with us for a little bit, and then they moved back with their mom now.
Mhm.
So.
Well, you don't look old enough to be a
I know.
grandpa.
Be a grandpa, yeah.
I know. Everybody says that, but I was I'm a grandpa.
Yeah.
I was an early grandpa. I think I was like 31
Mm-hmm.
when my daughter had
Mm-hmm.
her
Okay.
first kid.
I asked you before we did the broadcast if you went to culinary school, and you said no. So you just kind of picked up cooking along the way.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Where was your first cooking job?
my first cooking job was at Goose Creek Truck Stop, and it's now a Casey's right across from the Harley shop on 63.
Oh,
Okay.
out there.
So
Yeah.
it was a truck stop,
Yeah, I know where that's at.
and I first learned how to cook there, and then I was third shift cook there, and then I got on first shift, and then I started managing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to Holiday Inn in Cedar Falls
Oh.
when it was Cedar Falls, and I was doing banquet cook there.
Oh.
Oh,
Banquet cook and the other whatever cook I could be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been I had three educated chefs there, and then I moved over to the Broom Factory
Oh, yeah.
in Cedar Falls. I worked there for like maybe a year or so, and then I went back to Green Streets,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to All Stop as a kitchen manager
Mm-hmm.
there, and I was there for 10 years, I think.
Wow.
And then All Stop got bought out, and then Casey's bought it, and then I was the manager there for I feel like close to 10 years there
Mhm.
too. And then I'm here because
How long have you been here?
I've been here 3 years.
Okay.
My 4th year will be in March of next year,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it here. So.
You came about the time I came.
Oh really?
Yeah. About 4 years.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
that's when you came to this.
Yeah, with this
Place.
building.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was at the other building that they tore down for
Oh.
6 years.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have much to do with cooking the German food yesterday, did you?
I did not
Because
because
Susie came over there
Yeah.
and worked at it, and you worked at her spot.
yeah, and she enjoyed that, and I
Mhm.
was happy and
Right.
take the cafe
right.
that day. So
Gotta have a little German in you to cook German food, I think.
yeah, probably.
I'm not sure, but I think the other cooks in there learned how to cook.
Yeah.
certain food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably had to have a lot of recipes for
Yeah.
different things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like working in the cafe? The small cafe?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I get to know you guys better, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get to talk to you because
Right.
sometimes we're not
Well,
busy and stuff.
we see you there.
Yeah.
In the other place, you're in the kitchen. We don't
yeah,
get to see you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes.
Now, do you like to go by like Chef David?
No, David's just fine.
David?
I don't call myself a chef because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to culinary school.
Mhm.
I feel like,
Oh, that's a requirement to be.
yeah, to be a
Cool.
chef, I feel like personally, I mean, nowadays a lot of people will just assume you're a chef because you're a cook, but
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from the chefs, like, you know.
Well, we'll call
So-
you chef if we want.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. But yeah. So,
Well, you're good regardless.
Thank you.
Well, you've had
So,
lots and
but
lots.
you do have others that work here
Mhm.
with you that have been to culinary school.
Yeah, Susie went to
Yeah.
culinary school.
Susie, yeah.
Sabina, I believe she's got some culinary
Mhm.
experience. Erica,
Okay.
she, I believe, went to culinary school, but I'm
Mhm.
not for sure.
Okay.
But there's a few, and
Okay.
usually Susie shows me or tells me, you know, helps me with like tasting and stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. Like especially with the cafe, if I'm
Yeah.
making soup or something, she'll
Right.
help me with that. But
She doesn't know how to use the recipe though.
no,
Susie does her own thing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
which is good.
I think that's what cooks do. They read
cooks.
yeah, they read the recipe and then they adjust.
Yeah.
Like we try not to get so much salt in
Right.
the food and stuff because
That's
we
good.
understand that sodium is
Right.
not.
With the older people,
Yeah.
don't need all that salt.
Well, younger people don't either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
Now, does your wife work also?
she does. She's she works from home now, and she works at it used to be CUNA Mutual, but it's something else now, and I can't remember what it's called. But she basically works from home.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance? Are you talking?
Nah, it's not insurance.
Oh,
it's
not.
like if you go to Veridian and get some of their supplementary stuff,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what they do
Mm-hmm.
is do that stuff. But yeah, and she's been there for almost 10, maybe 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes it there. So
Good. Good. I bet you work long hours then, don't you? Here.
I work 8 hours a day usually, and it's usually 5 days a week.
Sure.
So
It's a
it's
40
40
hour
hours. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And your day starts when? In the morning?
If I cook at night, it starts at 10, and then if I cook during the morning, it starts at 6.
Okay.
So I'm a flex person, kind of, because I can do salad cook at 7, and then if I take like the morning cook, I come in at 6. So my area is all over
Flexible,
the place.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you cook on Sundays a lot, don't you?
I have been since
Mhm.
our other cook is out
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
I love buffet cooking anyway.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's
You
the
like
joy.
creating.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the joy of
Mhm.
cooking. Yeah.
Now, do you get to map out your own menu for a meal?
No. It's already mapped out.
Okay.
Usually
I
the
think Erica and that crew do the menus,
yeah, I
don't
think
they?
so.
Jan,
Yeah,
some of them.
yeah, and
Emily.
they go through and
Mm-hmm.
But they might say, okay, we're going to have meatloaf,
Mhm.
but you get to decide how to make the meatloaf.
No, there's a recipe for it, so
Okay.
you
Yeah,
gotta
but
stay.
they're not all alike. Those meatloafs aren't all alike.
Well, some of them are different. Like the Manhattan meatloaf is different from the regular meatloaf,
Mhm.
and then some of the toppings are different.
Yes.
Like the
Okay.
ketchup and then there's a mustard one too. So there's a few different
Variations.
Yeah. But yeah, most of our food is made by recipe though.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
Quite an interesting business.
I was just thinking of he and his wife at home. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and nobody has decided any meal or any cooking.
Yeah, my wife is usually the
She'll
cook.
jump up and
Yeah.
take care of it.
On my days off, I'll cook sometimes, but she does most of the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I don't know, we do a lot of crock pot. It's only
Yeah.
us now, so
Yeah.
we do we prep like 2 meals at a time,
Right.
and then
Right.
we just
Have leftovers.
yep.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm usually home. I usually get home about 7
Mm-hmm.
ish, so it's not too bad.
Now, when I was married, my wife sort of stepped into the traditional wife role and did the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Most all the cooking. I helped out a little bit here and there. But when we had been married 25 years, she announced to me
That she was
and
done.
all the world, whoever would listen, okay, I'm done cooking, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
That was an ultimatum.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a serious declaration. Yeah, that's true. So, but then she kind of enticed me along because she bought me some interesting things.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a Chinese wok. A
Oh,
little
yeah.
Chinese cookbook.
Mhm.
So I was, that was fun, So I was making up Chinese for a while and pizza stone and
Yeah.
I don't know, just stuff. So
Yeah.
so it
I
was
never
good.
thought of that. I just cooked the whole 55 years, I think.
Yeah, my wife would. Yeah.
Well, I could get by with not grilling because I pretended I did not know how to use a grill. So he liked to grill. My husband liked to grill. I get it all ready. I have the meat set out and maybe I always loved to cut up potatoes and onions and carrots and stuff and put them in foil, wrap them in foil,
Oh,
put
yeah.
those on the grill too.
Oh, yeah.
Have the whole grill meal. Then he would do that.
Okay.
That's where his cooking came in. Otherwise, all the oven cooking and the top of the stove cooking and crock pot cooking was my job.
Okay.
So I didn't mind it. I
Did he stop in the winter months from grilling outside?
sometimes if it was a nice warm sunny day, he might pull the grill out in the back. We had it wasn't a patio, but it was a cement slab,
Okay.
and he'd pull the grill out and grill something. And
Sure.
there was a New Year's Eve one time. We got together with a bunch of friends, and the guy had a grill, and we decided on New Year's Eve at midnight we were going to grill. And we had the meat. It was cold. It was
Yeah.
cold that night, but they had the grill going, and they cooked our meat on the grill, sat out there with their coats and gloves and everything on, but they grilled on a New Year's Eve. I'll never forget that.
Okay.
So it can be done. I think my son-in-law grills in cold weather too. He'll go out and put something on the grill, close the lid, go in the house and wait till time to turn it, go out and turn and
Yeah.
do all this stuff. So if you really like to grill, I think you can do it all year round.
Okay.
So I think my kids in New York miss it because I don't think they can grill outside there where they live. They had an apartment here in Waterloo and they grilled out on their terrace.
Okay.
But in New York, they don't have
Okay.
any place to put a grill, I don't think.
Okay.
That's
So I'm sure they miss it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But one of their sons is a chef in New
Oh.
York. He took culinary classes. And so he has been a chef at different places.
Uh-huh.
And they do a lot of catering. So he does a lot of prep work. So, and he cooked at home when he was a child. He liked to
Ooh.
cook.
Oh, so he.
Yeah, he grew up taking care of the kitchen. He'd cook some of their holiday meals, and that was always in his background. They liked to cook, but he went to school to take music. He played the piano, was in a lot of plays, and he was in music and school and college. But cooking was always in the background.
Huh.
So now it's come forefront.
Okay.
So you gotta love cooking to cook.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
You like to collect recipe books?
I have a few. I
Mhm.
just found out that I have a gluten allergy.
Yeah.
So now I've changed some of my cookbooks
Sure.
to gluten-free recipes.
But we have gluten allergy people in our family, so
Yeah.
I know what that's all about.
And
What
it's
they
pretty
have to do to
tough.
what they have to do. But they cook some of the foods, and when they're around and have it, I can't tell the difference. I
Yeah,
really can't
most
tell
of
the difference
time
because it tastes the same to me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but they get along fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think we have too many residents that have. I know one has a gluten allergy, but otherwise I don't know
Yeah.
anybody else for sure.
Yeah,
That means no bread, right? Or no
Wheat.
no wheat, yeah.
flour.
No wheat.
Yeah. No wheat, no flour.
Yeah.
So
You
you
can go to many of the grocery stores now
Mhm.
have gluten-free things. They have a
Yeah.
whole aisle
Yeah.
of stuff. You can go and pick up everything
Mhm.
that you need to make a
Yeah.
meal.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem to be that big a problem anymore.
Not anymore. I
Mm-mm.
can't imagine
Mm-mm.
back in the day though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, they had stomach aches back in the day, but they didn't know what it was.
Well, that's fair.
They weren't tested.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
drank a lot, or took a lot of baking soda and
yeah. Yeah.
tried to
Probably.
get rid of it. But now they have an answer for it.
Yeah.
So, but most of the foods here aren't too bad unless they're breaded
Mm-hmm.
with stuff. Then you can't eat breaded things.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, it's an interesting career, and I thought it would be fun to visit with you about
Yeah.
food and
Mhm.
kitchen and
Sure.
all that kind of stuff.
Do you have a favorite dish that you like to prepare and present, like to family gatherings and stuff?
I'm trying to think of.
Or are you known from the family for any particular kind of special thing?
I don't think so. I mean, between my wife and I, we make a mean turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Hey, there you are.
And she just found out how to spatchcock, and we learned that, and it's so much easier to cook the turkey because you cut it down and lay it out and stuff. I didn't know anything
Wow,
about it, and
really?
so she showed it, and I was like, oh wow. And
Yeah.
it tastes really good. So
Yeah.
You cut it up before you cook it?
yeah, you cut
Like you would cut a chicken.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you just like lay it out
Oh.
like in half.
Where do you lay
cut
it?
the-
What are you cooking it on?
on a sheet tray.
On a tray?
Yeah.
In the oven.
In the oven?
In the oven. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know anything about it, and she showed me, and I was like,
Well, she's teaching you.
yeah,
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
she's my chef too.
More training.
Everybody that I've learned from is I've taken a little bit out of each.
You absorb
person.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now your children, did they all learn how to cook? Or know how to cook?
My son is pretty good cook. My oldest daughter is learning, and my youngest daughter, I don't feel like she knows how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
But my oldest daughter is trying to figure out crock pot meals because she works full time,
Yeah.
and she got these hungry boys
Mm-hmm.
that come home from school and they want to eat. So
You're right.
Yeah.
It's,
Do your children live all around here, Waterloo, or?
my son lives in Trier, and my youngest daughter moved to Seattle, Washington.
Oh, wow.
That's where my son lives.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Not in Seattle, but
Well,
around there.
yeah, I don't know what
suburb.
suburb it is, but it's
They live in a
somewhere.
place called Snoqualmie.
Oh yeah,
Snoqualmie. It's not too far from Seattle.
yeah.
but it's very picturesque.
Yeah,
Real
that's
pretty out
what
there.
she's saying.
Have you been out there yet?
No.
Okay.
I've been trying to get out there, but I just took off 2 weeks for my wife and I celebrated our 30th anniversary, and we went to Jamaica.
Wow.
So we were we're kind of laying low from Jamaica. So, but
Was it pretty down there?
oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
They said, they had the hurricane and everything, but you couldn't tell by the
Okay,
sun.
they didn't get hit too bad.
No.
That's
Nope.
good.
That's good.
It was really good.
Jamaica.
Is it just something you've wanted to do for a long time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the last couple years we've talked about doing something big for our 30th, and my wife asked me if I wanted a lazy vacation.
Yeah.
And I said, all I want to do is sit on a beach and have my drinks served
Yeah.
to me. And she said, okay, Jamaica it is.
All right.
And that's what we did.
Well, if you ever get out to Seattle, you'll enjoy it
Yeah.
because there's so much to see out there.
I'm hoping to get out there probably next year.
Okay.
But yeah, she just, my daughter just came home for a couple weeks in August, so.
What does she do out there?
She works, but her husband is a Navy person or whatever out there. He's in the Navy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, like a career.
yeah.
That's his career.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's gonna stay. He wants to go to the Coast Guard. I do know
Okay.
that. So I don't know how long they'll be in Seattle or
Yeah.
anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Where's your youngest daughter then?
She's the one in Seattle.
Oh, the youngest is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Where's the oldest one?
The oldest one is here in town.
Waterloo.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, we got family things coming up here, like Thanksgiving and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the holidays are
holidays. And,
approaching slowly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween is first.
Yep. Halloween's first. Yep.
We could forget Halloween.
Yeah.
As far as I'm, if it
I,
were up to me there.
yeah. Me too. But
Yeah.
Halloween is for the kids.
yeah. I've always been that way about Halloween.
Mhm.
I never even wanted to go trick or treating. My dad always made me go trick or
Oh.
treating. I'm like,
Usually the parents didn't care if you didn't want to trick or treat. They didn't care.
yeah.
Well, you've lived this life for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything particular that you have learned along the way that proved to be a good lesson for you about how to conduct your life, how to get along, how to whatever?
Well,
Anything come to mind?
I always look back at my childhood, and I never wanted to be my dad. So
Okay.
So I was opposite of him.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as having my kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it all worked out
Okay.
because
All right.
he was a good guy. He
Just wasn't what you wanted to be.
No. He just wasn't as good.
All right.
Did you have a job when you were in high school?
I had a job. My sister and I had a paper route, and we basically did the entire town of Hudson.
Wow.
We split it between us, and we just did the entire
In those days,
town.
the paper route people made pretty good money.
Yeah.
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 Nowadays, there's no such thing as a paper route, probably.
I don't even know. Yeah, no. I don't know if there is.
People, it's mostly subscription.
yeah,
Get your
that's
papers
true.
in the mail.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
I always wanted to be a paper girl.
Really?
Yeah, I thought, you could start at a young age being a paper girl, then I
Yeah.
could earn money, but
Yeah.
I never was. I became a babysitter before I became a paper girl.
we were all good with paper out until Sunday morning. You had to have them papers out by like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You had to wake up.
And they were bigger papers too.
Yeah, they were huge.
They were heavy because they had all those inserts.
And when they came in, you had to stuff all of them. So you had to like get up even earlier, stuffing the papers. And we had, I think.
Did you walk it or did you bike it?
Some days we'd walk it, some days we'd bike it. I think we had over 300 papers to deliver. And most of the time it was a family thing on Sunday, so we basically drove around. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of them after school papers and stuff, I was like...
So were you in any sports then?
I was in cross country and track.
Oh.
I was a football major for a little bit, and I decided not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was mostly a runner.
Where'd you meet your wife?
I actually met her in Hudson, but her dad moved her all the way out in the Voorhees. So she went to Rhinebeck.
Okay.
But we knew each other after she moved out to Voorhees, and we met through a close friend of ours, and ever since, I think we were juniors when we met. And
so you could take her to prom.
Yep, and so you're a lot. I think we had four proms.
Her school and your school.
Yep. Yeah, 2 and 2. Yeah. So yeah. And in high school is a little bit different because your relationship's gone up and down.
Right.
But yeah, we worked it out. So yeah, she was. Yeah, she's been my rock.
Good.
So
good. Phil always asks this question, but I'll ask it now.
Okay.
Do you see yourself ever living in a place like Friendship Village as your older years come for retirement?
I don't. Maybe because my wife has got some health issues, and I could see her maybe having to be in like a medical type place. So that way I could see me. I feel like my dad had early dementia, so I could be at risk for that too. So you just never know.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. When we get older, maybe.
Well, at your young...
Maybe we gotta wait about 25 years and ask him again.
And then ask her again. Yeah.
You say it's hard to imagine yourself getting older and having to make that decision, because I never thought about making that decision, or my husband, until we were probably in our 70s.
Yeah.
And then we knew people that lived in apartment-like facilities where we lived, and we even went out to visit some of them in their apartments, and both thought, well, that's not too bad, but still didn't really think that would ever happen.
Sure.
You always think of downsizing first, that you're going to leave your property, your house, and get a small apartment or a duplex or something. And that's what a lot of people did, because some of these facilities like this one were not available.
Yeah.
Even though this one is very old, it's been around a long time. And I knew some facilities in other towns, and we had a few apartments in some of the facilities where we lived. But it's still something you don't really think about until the time comes.
Right.
I think until that age catches up with you, or your family talks to you about it.
Yeah.
Then you have to make a decision.
Sure.
So that's where we're at.
That could be, yeah.
And we're kind of winding down here in our time, and so this is like other interviews we've had. We kind of really get going and have some interesting things. And
Yes, we do.
then we got to cut off the time. So again, David, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks
today.
for having me.
And any parting words or anything you'd like to share here in the last minute?
No, I just love being here, and I love doing banquet cooking.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be here for
You're
as long as I can be
You're in the
here.
right place.
Yeah.
That's
As
good.
long as you're physically able.
Yeah, that's
Well, listen, we're going to close like we usually do by saying, may the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet once again. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right, you guys going to fish fry then?
Yep.
All right, I'll see you there then.
You betcha.
Okay.
All right, thank you.